Easiest 4 marks, higher and foundation. Work out the length of BC. Well, BC I can see is the bottom, as I only have one side and an angle in a right angle triangle. Therefore, I must be applying SOHCAHTOA, i.e. trigonometry. My first step is to write down my 9 letters, SOHCAHTOA. The first letter at the bottom is the function, i.e. sine, cos, or tan. I then label my triangle H, O, and A in that order. H always goes first. H is called the hypothenuse, the longest side, which is always directly opposite the right angle, i.e. the square. So find the right angle of the square, draw an opposite, that's always my H. O we label next. O is always opposite the angle we're given or finding. Here, as I'm given an angle of 56 degrees, draw an opposite, and that's my O. And whatever's left is my A, i.e. my adjacent angle. In this case, A is 12. As I want to find the length of BC, well, BC came out the letter O, so I must be using O. And the only other side I know in this case is A, so I must be using O and A. I know nothing about H, so put a cross through H. The only formula that links O and A in this case is tan, i.e. TOA. Using my formula triangle, you cover up the one you want. As I want O, cover up O, and whatever left is your formula. Here I've got T is my function, so it's going to be tan of my angle, so tan of 56 degrees. We know a vertical line in a formula triangle means to multiply, and it's then multiplied by A. In this case, A is 12, so I'm going to multiply by 12. Substituting into my calculator, press tan, enter my angle of 56, make sure you close the bracket after the angle, and then multiply by 12, and then press equals. Hence, the length of BC is 17.790. As I want my answer correct to 1 decimal place. Well, 1 decimal place means you only want 1 digit after decimal. So the first digit of a decimal is 7. As I round to 1 decimal place, now stop. Draw a line to the right, that's my decider. If the decider is 5 or more, we round the previous digit up by 1. So 17.7 is going to round to 17.8 centimeters, correct to 1 decimal place. Work out the size of angle marked X. If you're finding an angle in a right angle triangle, again we're going to be applying SOHCAHTOA. My first step is to label the 3 sides, H, O, and A. H is always the hypothenuse, the longest side, which is always directly opposite the right angle, the square. So there's my right angle, my square. Draw an opposite, that's my H. O is always opposite the angle you're given or finding. In this case, I'm asked to find angle X, so draw an opposite, that's my O. And whatever's left is my A. When finding an angle, you always use the 2 given sides. Here I know A and I know H. I know nothing about O, so I can put a cross through O. The only formula in SOHCAHTOA that links A and H, which is cos. Hence, cos of the angle, in this case the angle is called X. So cos of X is going to equal to A on the top. A in this case is 15. So we've got 15 on top. We know a horizontal line in a formula triangle, that means divide. So it's now divided by, on the bottom H. H in this case is 18. As we want to find the angle X, we leave X alone on the left-hand side. If we move a function, in this case cos, across an equal sign, it becomes an inverse function. So cos crosses and becomes the inverse of cos, i.e. cos to minus 1. And on the right-hand side, we still have 15 over 18. When finding an angle, you always press shift followed by the function, in this case cos. That's how you get the inverse of cos, i.e. cos to minus 1. Our bracket will automatically open. We then press our fraction key. We're going to now type 15, scroll down to right over 18, press equals. Hence, my angle is 33.557 degrees. Again, I'm rounding to get my answer correct to 1 decimal place. Again, 1 decimal place means you only want 1 digit after decimal. So find the first digit of a decimal. Now stop, doink. Draw a line to the right, that's my decider. Is that 5 more in this case? Yes. So I round the previous digit up by 1. So therefore my angle is 33.6 degrees, correct to 1 decimal place.